Thanks.
Cool. So you want to learn how to play Happiness Jones and express yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Have you tried to learn it?
Yeah, I've tried. I've got the express yourself part.
Hmm.
Can you hear that fine?
Yeah, I can.
Awesome.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like you got the notes there.
Yeah. Thanks.
And then the other part, you messed with the other part yet?
Yeah, I messed with it a bit. That part's there's like that. Something
Oh,
along those lines.
you're doing the intro, right? The very beginning of the song, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I think I was just making that up on that performance, but let's see. If you do that in rhythm,
Uh huh.
I got a metronome here. I want to make sure you can hear it when I turn it on, so you can just sort of hear the rhythm. Can you hear that?
Oh yeah, I can hear it fine.
Okay, cool. Um, let's see. What do I do? I play it like I'm just gonna play it for a second, so I can even remember how I did it.
Yeah.
So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's like I'm going like 1, 2, 2. So on beat 2, I'm hitting that sort of first high note.
Yeah.
1, 1, 2. So you can try. Let's do it. Try it really slow. You got a recording of me doing it, so you can look at that again. But
Yeah.
but now let me just. Do you have a metronome there?
Yeah. I've got a beat buddy.
Is that easy to put on? Like, let me see.
Yeah. It's right here. What's the BPM you have it on?
Well, so let's slow it down a little bit. Let me just think of here. Maybe put it down to like, I don't know, 65 for now.
All right.
And is there a way to make it click on the downbeat? Do you have that on there?
No, this one it has a
I mean, that's all right. I can be the click on the downbeat. I'll do it for it.
it has a metronome setting. All right. And what was the BPM you said?
Let's try 65. Let's see
All
how
right.
it feels, just to slow it down a bit, because it is rhythmically a little more complicated.
Yeah. All right.
So sometimes the best thing to do is sort of be able to sing it first, right?
Yeah.
Before you make your fingers move.
Yeah.
So get that metronome going. Let's
All
see
right.
if I can hear it. Oh, cool. So you got a downbeat going there?
Yeah.
2, 3, 2, 4, 1. I guess it's just the microphone doing weird things, but anyways.
Yeah.
2. So it's like, yeah, it's hard for me to hear that metronome, but it's
like there's the drum setting if that'll work better.
Sure.
All right.
Just want to have a beat going. maybe that'll be easier to hear.
Yeah.
You know what'll help too? Can you do one thing real quick on your settings?
Yeah.
Sometimes this helps. Like, so down by the little microphone in the bottom left corner, there's a little arrow that you can get a menu pop up.
Uh-huh.
You see that? And at the bottom of that menu, there's something called audio settings.
Okay.
You click on that, and then there should be a checked little box that says automatically adjust microphone volume.
Yeah, that's on.
Uncheck that.
All right.
Sometimes I can help and make
All
it better for music, you know?
Yeah. One sec.
Okay.
That one better?
Is it? Can you turn it up, or it sounds really far away? It's hard for me to hear it. It's weird. It's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Well, that's okay. Maybe turn off for a second. It's like really hard. Here, you can hear? Can you hear my metronome?
Yeah, I can hear that one.
So let's see. Like, if I were to try to get this, I want to first get the rhythm inside me first before I add the notes. 2, 3, 4, 1. And 1. One.
All right.
Try to. Can you feel that or sing that?
Yeah.
Maybe just do it with clapping. Sometimes it's best, since I can't. You know, if we just get the rhythm going first.
Yeah.
And 1. Good. And 1.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah, that's basically it. It's always hard to know if there's a delay, so I feel like I'm right with you, but maybe I'm not. So
yeah,
Zoom. Okay. We'll see if you can just play that. So the notes, did you figure out the notes yet?
Where did that slide start from?
It doesn't really matter. It's just a sound. It's not a specific note. It's just a way to get a sound that leads into the first note. So I'm basically doing I'm doing beat 1, 1. And I'm playing up here right, so there's the high D note. It's the same note as the open D string, right?
Yeah.
And then I got the major third, which is here. And so you might have to do it like I do it with my pinky and my first finger.
Yeah.
And then I use that second finger here to get the 7th. So it's that.
Oh, have a short scale, so that might,
Oh, you might be missing. Okay.
yeah,
So don't worry about it. Let's just focus on the note below that, right? You have that one, right?
yeah.
It looks like, oh, you got enough notes. It's that very highest note, just right on the dot.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. And now play the note right below on the other string with your first finger, right below the dot. See that? That's it.
All right.
And then the interval that I use during that riff, then you use this finger right there. Yeah. So those are really the three notes, like this. Those are the three notes in that riff.
All right.
Yeah. So but right on beat 2, I'm hitting that high one first, right? So it's like 1. And I'm just alternating the high notes with that lower note.
All right.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, those are all the right notes. Yeah, and now it's just a matter of getting the rhythm.
Yeah.
So here, I'll just play it for you again so you can look at it later. So I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 1, 1. So you see, it's a little tricky because you're letting beat 1 happen, and then you're hitting that first note on beat 2.
I see.
So that's something. Now you have a recording of it faster and slower, so you can work on that later.
All right.
So let's move on to the next part. We can always come back to this,
Yeah.
so we can get through the different parts.
Yeah.
So then, it keeps doing that until my brother plays that guitar riff, like ba 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 bola.
Yeah.
And then on that, you just hit like a big D. So you can do the open string. You can hit it there, right? There's different places you can play that D.
Yeah.
You can play it all the way up here.
Yeah. All right.
What's fun about playing it up on this E string, right? This is the lowest string's the E string, right?
Yeah.
So you can play that D note up here. So it's like it's a whole step down from the 12th fret, right there. So you can. One thing I like to do, this might see if you can do this with your fingers, but is play what it's called a tenth. It's the interval. It sounds like that. Yeah, so it's the note right below the one with the dots. There it is. So now you play the low note and that high note at the same time.
Like that.
Yeah. That's it. That's the sound. So that's when my brother plays that guitar riff, that's how you don't have to play it like that with that extra note up high, but it gives it that sound, and it makes it sort of relate to the first riff with these notes, and then and then you start singing, all of my wisdom came from all the toughest days. I never learned a thing being happy. And then these notes. Boom, boom, boom. So there we're walking down to the 4 chord. So the notes are, I'm doing the lowest string on that 5th fret. And then the one right below it. walking down to the 4 chord, right?
All right.
And then he sings again. Da, 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 never learned a thing being happy. And then the groove comes in with. A Happiness Jones. That leads us to the first, like where all the rhythm sections playing together.
Yeah.
So again, those are really the same notes. It's just the A Happiness Jones, and then we're into the main groove. So let's just get that first verse.
Yeah.
Right. So he plays the riff like ba 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 ba, and then we hit the big D. And for now, you can just do it open string if you want, or here, wherever you feel comfortable. So he goes la bum 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 bum. All of my wisdom came from all the toughest days. I never learned a thing being happy. And then we go boom boom boom. Yeah. Da 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 da. I never learned a thing being happy. Back to the D. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where again, you can play it wherever the D feels comfortable, and then it goes back to the 5 chord with more of a groove. So you just try playing that, grooving like that. Yeah, that's basically it, right? That's the first time you sort of play a bass line that's like grooving with the drums.
Yeah.
And then it goes into the real groove that you keep playing throughout the song. So I'll play it the way I play it, but then we'll simplify a little bit because the notes are not as important as the rhythm. That's the most important part, right? It's always the most important thing. So let's see, the way I play it, I'm going to go, maybe I'll put this back on. This is kind of in the tempo of the song. 2, 3, 4. I'm just going to improvise a little bit just so you get an idea. All right, so I wanted to just do a little improvising with the metronome so you can just see how I would do that. But now let's break it down to the most rhythmically important part of what I'm playing, because I'm playing a lot of extra notes there, which I know it's a lot, but I just want to get you an idea of like where it can end up. But the most important part of this rhythm is the it's like boom, so just try clapping that like 1, 2, 3, 4. Bum, 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 da, And you can think of it because it's like a combination of downbeats and upbeats, right? So like if you tap your foot, can you hear my foot?
Yeah.
So here's my foot. Just I'm stomping on the quarter notes, right? These are all downbeats. And the bass line goes down, up, 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 down, up, 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 down, up, 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 down, up, 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 down. You hear how the up goes against what I'm using on my foot, right?
Yeah.
So it's actually, let's see, boom, boom. Oh, I do an up a little faster. It's like boom, 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 ba, boom, 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 ba, boom, ba, boom, 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 boom. So it's like down, up, down, up, down, down, up. Sorry, down, up, 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 down, up, 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 down, up, 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 down, up, up, up. So that's the
Yeah.
rhythm. A lot of upbeats in that bass line. Right?
Yeah.
So you can even start, even if you just played. Just like really simple, just try playing that rhythm just on the D. Yeah. All right, now keep doing that, but when the very last note of the phrase,
Uh-huh.
substitute the D with maybe the note right below it, the A. Sorry, below it meaning on the string below it,
Yeah.
still on the 5th fret. So down here.
Yeah.
Sorry, when I think low, I just mean like pitch. So I'm thinking towards myself, which is actually up in space.
Yeah.
It's confusing, but yeah. So this to me is down because it's going below
Yeah,
the
that
other
makes
note in
sense.
pitch. So yeah, so it'll sound like this. Boom, boom, dee, boom, boom, low, high, 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 like that. Good. Yeah. Now try the same thing, but substitute it with a note right here, because there's different notes that can work with this rhythm. So, just try that. Good. Now alternate them. So every other time you're using the other note. So it would sound like this.
All right.
Yeah. So this is basically how you figure out different ways to play a bass line. Is you got the rhythmic part down that stays pretty consistent, and then as you get used to it, you learn to add variation. But at first, you stick with that rhythm and find the other notes that work.
Yeah.
So the note that makes it sound melodic when I play that full bass line in the rhythm is these notes up here. Boom, 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 boom. So see if that you can do that. I sort of slide up to this one, which is the 6th in the chord. Yes. Good. Now do that same thing, but make the last note the low note right below. Yeah.
All right.
So now play the bass line again.
All right. One sec, my cat's meowing at the door. Can I kick him
Yeah,
out?
yeah, sure. Yeah. And then, another variation, same rhythm, but different notes.
Mhm.
Well, for one thing, instead of playing these up here, you
Mhm.
play them an octave lower, so it sounds like this. Try that. Mhm. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Do you ever use your pinky when you're fretting notes?
Yeah, I use it.
Like, because that can sometimes make that reach easier. So it just ends up looking like this.
All right.
Yeah. And you can, what, I don't know if anybody's worked on this with you, but you can take your thumb can end up, and it might feel a little different if you're not used to it, but it makes it eventually easier to reach things when your thumb's more in the middle instead of reaching over the whole neck.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And then your fingers can all be lined up on the string. So yeah, so and see where how my thumb is. It's not over here, but it's right. It's almost like right, like I'm pinching the neck with these fingers.
Oh yeah, I see.
Yeah, and it takes a minute. Yeah, and then the thumb can just relax and be flat on the neck, you know, as opposed to like this or
Yeah.
something. And you'll notice when you get comfortable with that, it might change the way your arm. But eventually, what it does is it just allows all these fingers to be lined up with a string,
All
right?
right.
Yeah, because otherwise you sort of get into this thing where like this finger's here, and then this, you know what I mean? See how the fingers are not lined up with the string now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so just something to think about. But I mean, there's players again, like in a way it doesn't matter. The rhythm's the most important thing, and if you can make it happen, fine. But it's if you want to explore a way where the technique becomes easier, that's one thing that helps.
Yeah. All right.
So all right, let me give you one other variation on this chord of same rhythm but different notes. And you can play it either up high like this, right? Or you can do the same thing but down low. So it's just these notes right here.
Mhm. Wait. Wait.
So if I so right here's your first note. It's sometimes it might be easier if you start with like that finger there and then that one. There it is. Yeah, there you go. Mhm. Yeah, now try it down below, which means you're gonna have to start with probably your pinky on that first note, so that you can reach down here. Yeah. Yeah, and you can do that lowest note with your first finger, and then second finger there, and then you can slide for the next note. Keep that same fingering, but on not that note, but the one in between. There it is. And then, yeah. Yeah, those are the notes. So now you kind of have these 4 variations of playing that bass line, and you can mix and match them.
Yeah.
So you might do like so those are 4 different ways you can 4 different note choices, but it's actually really just 2 different note choices. It's just the octave
Yeah.
is different, right?
Yeah.
So, but it makes a big difference when you want a little variation, you can just switch the octave and
Yeah.
yeah. So that's where the next verse comes in, right on that groove.
Hmm.
So it's really just where in the first verse we were just playing, or really not playing, we were just waiting for the words to go by, and then we would hit the boom, boom, boom. Those parts we're still doing, but then in between we're playing groove, right?
Yeah.
So it's like my brother starts singing, on my beer, da, 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 boom, 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 boom. Same bass line down here on the 4 chord. So I'll play you, let me just play without saying the verse, like how I would play it. So my brother comes in singing, all of my baby. Might as well change my mind to happiness, Jones, my friend. So that's that next verse. That's kind of how I'd play it.
Yeah.
Same big hits, but just the groove bass line in between. So the only thing that you haven't shown you that is the same bass line that we've been playing here in D. It happens on G in the 4 chord here when you get to it. So try playing that. You can do it slower, just to get those notes. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. So I don't know. See, let's slowly play through that verse.
All right.
See if you can play, and I'll try. I can't even have to remember the lyrics, but it's been a while. So it starts on that D groove, right?
Yeah.
So to start playing the D groove. Cool. Playing that. wisdom came. And then goes down to A, right there, right? It goes boom, 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 and then goes into the groove on G.
Okay, I see.
So just try doing the D a couple times and then go down to that A. That's it. Yeah, right into the groove. And then it kind of walks back up to the D. Yeah, then when it gets back up to that D, boom, 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 boom. I might as well change my name. 2, 3, 4 to Happiness Jones, my friend. And then we kind of go to the same bass line, but this time in F, and I do it up high. So F is down here, but it's also up here.
All right.
So this is where I did it the first time this happens. I do it up here, but it's really a similar bass line. So it's on this A string. Yeah, and you can play it on the A string too, which is right second to lowest string, and I'm all the way up here on the 8th fret.
All right.
There you go. That's it. Yeah. Right. And so at the end of that section, then it just walks back down. And then we're into the chorus where, you know, it goes happy, 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 happiness, Jones. So, yeah, so it does that groove on F for about, I don't know, 8 times, and then hits the note right below it and right below it, and then into the happy, happy, happy.
All right.
So you want to try that? See if you can get to the happies.
All right.
Yeah, just right, and then it does those 2 notes going into the chorus. It goes right on the downbeat. So like here, I'll just do the 4-bar phrase before the chorus. It's like happy, 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 happiness, Jones. Happy, 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 happiness, Jones.
Yeah. All right.
Chorus. Yeah, I think I got it. So it's like the D, C, B, A. Those are the first 4 notes. Starting on that 5th fret.
Yeah.
Bum, da, da, and then bum, bum. Yeah, and then the open string, bum, bum. And then bum, down to the G, F. Yeah. Happy. Yeah. Yeah. So I do it happy, 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 happiness, Jones. Boom, boom. So happy, 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 happiness, Jones. Happy, 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 happiness, Jones. So that's the chorus. And then for the next little part after it, it goes down to this open string, where that rhythm comes back that we've been playing a lot. So it's that low open E string. It's boom, 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 dun, 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 dun. And then so it's a low open E string, and then to the G chord, and it walks back up to the back up to the D where we start Express Yourself.
All right.
So here, I'll just play the last part of the chorus going into that so you can see it. 2, 3, 4, happy, 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 happiness Jones. And to the E. So, and let's see, on that live version, probably and then I go into the Express Yourself. So probably when you hit that G, you can just hit a big open note and then get ready to play Express Yourself. So from the low E, you'd be like here, I'll play it the way I play it, but you can just use this rhythm and simplify it.
All right.
So that's how that one works. Yeah, and for the Express Yourself part, remember it's the rhythm is the most important. So if you can always simplify those notes, right?
Yeah.
I always go back to that. It's like, okay, what's really the rhythm there? It's like Express Yourself is ba 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 or something like that. Ba 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 ba. You can simplify it. Ba 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 ba. That's sort of the simple version. That baby ba ba ba. So if I just play that one note. That's kind of the skeleton of it. And then the whole thing. The whole thing.
Awesome.
Yeah. So try playing like a version where the rhythm is the same, but you're simplifying the notes just to make sure it's really grooving. You know, something like this. There's that rhythm's kind of sort of part of the melody. Bump, bump, baby, bump, 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 baby, bump. Da, da, Yeah. Here, let's play the full rhythm. So with the simplified notes would sound like this. Ba, 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 ba. Because you can hear the bass line that's in, if you even just hear it in your head, the ba, it starts ba, bum, ba, 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 ba. but we can just simplify the rhythm, just like that. And then we'll get the notes later.
Yeah.
First, get that rhythm. That's it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So, I mean, that's really most of the parts of the song.
All
I
right.
think just now it's like the way to practice something like this, you just get your metronome grooving or a beat going.
Yeah.
And just take one part of that song, like just the main bass line. You know, and when you're working on it with your beat or with the metronome, just, I mean, you can just play that over and over until you really feel like it's grooving, you know.
Yeah.
And the best way to do that is to try to listen more to the metronome or to the beat than to yourself.
Yeah.
That's the part that, you know, because it's so easy to get worried about what the right notes are.
Yeah.
So the reason why I always say make the rhythm part first is so that you don't worry about the notes, even if you're playing wrong notes. Just that rhythm, because that's the most important thing is the bass player. You want it to groove, right?
Yeah.
So you can, even if you want, play one note at first until it gets comfortable and then start adding notes. I'll sometimes just make sounds, just, you know, like think of your instrument as just a drum, really, you know, it's just a noise maker.
Yeah.
So if I had that rhythm, it'd be like, or wait, I'm thinking of the this bass line. But I want to just simplify, just think about the rhythm. So like your variations at first cannot be notes, just sounds.
All right.
You know what I'm doing?
Yeah.
You know, it's almost like a drummer. Just think of a drummer. He's playing the rhythm just on his snare. But then he starts to substitute some of those hits with like a cymbal. Bass drum, boom, bam, bam, boom, simple, cymbal, you know. So you can do the same thing with just noises on your instrument. Boom, boom. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
It can be fun that way, and then you learn, your limbs start to learn where you would add another note, but you
Yeah.
don't have to worry about being the right note at first. And once you get comfortable with that rhythm and how you want to move your hands, then you can go find that right note
All right.
and play those bass lines. That's where it gets fun. It should be fun, you know, and
Yeah.
just because it's groove, your body feels it and moves, and you lock in with that drum beat and the metronome. That's the fun part. So start with that, and then you get the notes later as that gets comfy.
All right.
Cool. Well, it's great. You got all this recorded, so you can go back and check out bass lines and
Yeah.
stuff.
I'll be doing that. Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet. Well, it's good to see you again, Caleb.
Oh yeah. Thanks.
All right. Good luck. Keep at it. And God, I hope you can. I hope this ends
Yeah.
soon, and you can go back to school and all that. So, all right. Take
All
care
right.
of yourself.
Bye, Chris. Thanks.
Bye.